Still on San Juan time?
We are still on San Juan time, so it is noon here.
I'm good. I'm in the lovely state of Michigan in a
Oh,
Starbucks. I apologize if there's a lot of background noise.
it is okay. I'm on a ship, so if my Wi-Fi cuts out occasionally, also apologize.
So, let's kick it off because I know we're 2 minutes late.
We are a few minutes late. Apologies, but guys, if you're just joining us, I am Jason Poole. I'm a travel advisor and love talking about all things travel. Currently on a cruise. We'll get to that in a little bit. My travel show companion, Miss Haley, introduce yourself to those who were joining us.
Hello, everybody. My name's Haley. I own the hotel sales support company, Hospitality with a Flair, which is why I'm in Michigan right now, visiting some of our clients. And I run a travel blog and love traveling all over. But it's the holiday season. We know your guys' time is very valuable this week, and
Yep,
we are going to be off next week,
yep.
given the holiday week. So just an FYI, then
Last
we'll
show
be
of the
back the
year.
following. But yeah, this is it. Maybe there might be an after hours. Who
I
knows?
love it.
But generally speaking, this is it. So I know that probably a bunch of our followers are itching to ask, and I know I'm itching to ask. Uh, Talk about Explorer Journeys because everything I'm seeing on your Instagram, on Facebook, I'm like,
I am really liking it. So, Explora Journeys is a new cruise line that is in the luxury space. They're aiming to have between like 700 and 900 passengers per voyage. They don't call them cruises; they're voyages. What they call them, voyages. And they're really trying to go for a modern approach to luxury. So, a complaint people have in the luxury space is it can sometimes get a little stuffy. Sometimes the hardware can be a little dated in the luxury space. You and I've had that conversation many
yes,
times, especially in the hotel world, right? There's a lot of luxury
oh,
properties that are
100%.
very dated, right? So they're really trying to do a modern approach, and I am just loving it. The rooms are fantastic. The service is great. I mean, the food. Oh my gosh, it is some of the best food I've had on a cruise, like ever. It is just extraordinary.
And that's crazy because, correct me if I'm wrong, they're a subsidiary of MSC,
They are right. It's
correct?
more the same family that owns MSC owns Explora Journeys.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I know some people kind of have hesitations because MSC puts out beautiful ships, but sometimes the experience is a little inconsistent. Kind of like what we're finding on, like, just the bigger mass market
yep.
lines that you're just getting different experiences. So where would you put them in, like, who would you say their competition is? Like,
I
for
would.
those
I
that are kind of questioning where they fit.
so I would say their competition is going to be Silver Sea and Regent. So
Really? So
really,
that high up,
it's that high up.
that's different.
So
So we know that, celebrity kind of coins like modern
not
luxury, and
anymore.
you
They
had a
are
little
they are getting.
spin on that.
They do not want to use the word luxury at all with celebrity. Like
Okay.
so, celebrity.
So what makes this luxury then?
So
Like, I know when we think of Regent, we think of very like old school luxury, like, they have the Versace china in the dining room kind of thing. So what makes this luxury and what makes it more modernized luxury in your opinion?
a great question. So, look, everybody's definition of luxury is different, right? There are people who would walk on a luxury cruise ship and say, "Oh, this isn't luxury. Luxury for me is, a below deck style yacht with me and my friends, in the Aegean Sea." Right. So luxury is so subjective, right? So let's just get that out of the way. Um, so I would say what makes this luxury in the cruising space is the all like there's not games to play like you don't have to jump through hoops. You book the cruise, and that's your drinks, that's your high speed Wi-Fi. Other brands that say they're luxury make you do things like, oh, you have to pay for a second device, you have to pay for faster connectivity. Everybody on this ship gets three high speed unlimited logins, like not per room, per person. So if you and I were here, Haley, we would have
That's
six
amazing.
logins for our suite. It's luxury because it's an all suite ship. There's no inside rooms. There's no ocean view rooms. It's all suites.
Okay.
I would say the entry level terrace is not suite size. So I think people who are used to a suite would
Would
not.
you say it's kind of like in comparison? I know a lot of our followers do celebrity royal. Would you say it's comparable to a junior suite, or is it smaller?
The entry level terrace, I would say it's closer to like a veranda or a balcony. Like
Okay.
it's a veranda, which is fine. A lot of people do it, and so and it's at a great price point. All your drinks are included, your tips are included, your Wi-Fi is included.
Yeah, when you look at the inclusions, that's kind of
Right.
what
Luck,
makes
luck,
it what it is.
right. And luxury is also, if you want something, like they get it. I mean, anything you want, like it is just done. My suite attendant found out I was from Tennessee and brought me a bottle of Jack Daniels just cause. Like,
How would you compare this experience to your retreat experiences?
you know, that is a great question. And I have to say, it kind of feels like that all retreat or all yacht club experience that so many people have wanted for so many years. It
Okay.
feels like the whole ship is like you go order a drink. They don't ask you for your room number. They don't ask you for your suite number. They don't ask your name. You don't have to show your CPass card. It's included. Now there are some top brands of liquor and champagne and wine that are of course additional. You're not doing shots of Casa Azul
Or
included.
King Louis or whatever.
So there are some, they call them revenue items. But I mean, the champagne is basically on tap. They just saw me walking through the cafe and they're like, Mr. Jason with some champagne. I was like, why not? Um, and it's so legit. There's no formal nights. There's no evening chic. There's no tuxedos. The night that I wore my bow tie for my Christmas photos, I think that's been the only tie or bow tie I've seen the entire trip. So,
Interesting. And, I've noticed as I've gotten older, like I used to live when I was in my 20s to do like formal nights, like get
oh,
dressed up, do a thing. And now I'm just kind of like, ugh. Like, nothing, I dress like super casual to go to dinner, but just, I got to send this out to get pressed and this and that. And it's kind of
yeah.
nice to have that gel now. Based on something in our comment section here, how luxurious is the karaoke on board?
Actually, I'm going to say it's not luxurious because the words are behind you. So if you need to look at the words, you have to turn
You
around.
didn't need to look at the words. Let's be honest here.
Uh, to my point, was I looking behind me or was it just all by memorization? So,
Being
so
friends with you as long as I have been.
I know. I know. Michael cannot believe I did it. He's messaging me on my Facebook feed and video, and he's like, um, I cannot believe Jason did karaoke stuff, but it was
I'm just
fun.
hoping it's a little bit of me rubbing off on you because Jason used to be very anti karaoke,
Yes,
y'all.
yes. Now, so we've talked about who this ship is like, what where it excels. I would say in the for those who are used to the Norwegians, the Carnivals, the Royal Caribbeans. I'll even put Celebrity, Princess on in this list. These big ships, thousands of people, nonstop activities. That's not the luxury space. Okay, I mean, there are activities. I mean, I've gone to a show every night, but it's not like a full production with aerialist and dancer. It's just more of singers. Just people singing. Like there's a magician on board. He's going around doing magic tricks. It's driving me insane how he's doing this stuff before my eyes. It actually makes me mad. He sees me, he runs to me, and he's like, "Let's make Jason mad." So it's more. I hate it because I'm such a logical guy. It's more you meet fellow passengers. Most people on here are very well traveled. And so we've been exchanging stories about where we've been, where we want to go. So it's for the people who don't need the ice skating rink. They don't need the surf simulator. But children are allowed on board. They have a kids club on board. And they're actually a very kid-friendly line with pricing. So kids do not pay or charge the full price as an adult. So
Interesting.
if you put like two adults and a child in a suite,
Are you
the
trying to
rate is
seduce me over here? Like,
the rate is slightly lower than at three adults in the suite because they know the child is not going to be drinking. So they're just, again, it's just a more modern approach. Solo travelers are very welcome here. They have solo rates always. Like
that's awesome.
no one will pay more than 150%. So you'll pay for your fare and half of the second person. Like that is the max anybody pays. Most of the
That's
fares
nice.
start at 115, so 115. So it's just a great modern approach. I'm loving it. I've been looking at some 25 sailings for groups, so
I
we might get
mean,
you on, Haley.
I
But much
don't know if
more
I
to
can
come.
wait that long, but
Oh,
I think we could talk about this forever.
we could.
But this was an interesting, kind of crazy that it took this long to happen. But
Yes.
Southwest got a little slap.
So the Department of Transportation today fined Southwest $140 million for their holiday meltdown last year, like a year ago. I don't know what took them this long. I mean, I guess insert joke about government here.
Yep.
But I'm glad they got fined, and hopefully that will push them to do better.
I hope so because flying is so hectic, and I mean even this week. Thankfully, it's a direct flight. It's a Delta, just Rochester to Detroit because it's a connection city. Um, I mean, even yesterday, the lines were a bit crazy. I mean, like it took me. I mean, I normally walk through security, and it took me 15 minutes through pre-check, which is long at my airport because it's small. But I mean, the regular line was all the way out, down past all the check-in gate, like insane. Our flight was potentially oversold by one already. Um, I'm a little bit dreading flying home tomorrow because it's already starting and it's so stressful. And I think the airlines have just charged and charged, and it's so expensive. And they just can't understand why people are having such a meltdown. Like they're just charging more. The service isn't there, and this is such a critical. People are going to see their families, and so I just
No, I
hopefully they
agree.
do because that was
Hopefully,
crazy last year. That was
ho-
insane.
hopefully they do. So a little bit of good news. The wait for passports has slightly improved. If you are submitting a passport application with regular service, it is going to take around 7 weeks. And if you expedite it, they're saying between um, uh, 2 and 3 weeks if you do the expedited. So
It's not bad.
that's not bad. That is not bad.
Now Google
So
Entry just needs to calm down a little bit.
yeah, right. So I still tell people do not procrastinate your passport application. Still get it in. You never know if there's going to be a surge. They're already predicting lots of summer travel for 24. You need the passport, get it renewed, or applied, or if you need a renewal, get it renewed.
All right, let's go to the question of the day. So I've seen this more and more. I mean, especially based on what's happening with Russia, Israel. We're seeing a lot of itinerary changes.
I
And
I've had one.
I guess I never really thought about this as much because, like, I've had itinerary changes and I'm just like, okay, we're just not, we're going here. Like, it is what it is. But I've seen people in some of these online forums that are so upset about it. Is there anything you can do about it?
So so there has been a massive storm in the Bahamas. We have been in it. We missed a port, and there's countless cruises. Like Princess has changed itineraries. Carnival is doing cruises to nowhere shortly, because they can't dock anywhere. Royal Caribbean's missing Coco Cay. Everybody's dealing with this right now. Um, so at the highest level, is there anything you can do if there's an itinerary change? No. Your cruise contract says they can change the itinerary at any time for any reason, and you were owed zero compensation. Okay? That's the cruise contract. The reality is, if there is a major itinerary change, a lot of cruise lines will do a gesture, some onboard credit. If it's pre-cruise, they might let you change it to a different sailing. It depends if you have status, a travel advisor who knows how to, has sway with that cruise line. The bigger factor is non-refundable shore excursions. So if you book a shore excursion, independently, a tour or whatever independently, they're still pretty good about if the ship doesn't make it,
Yeah,
they'll get
I've
your money.
I've had things change, and as long as it's communicating in a timely fashion.
Right, they'll get you back. But look, if they don't, that's why you have travel insurance, right? You file the claim, they wouldn't give you the money back, But for the most part, most reputable tour operators will give you your money back. So
Yeah, if they don't want the bad press and care, especially the way that social media is now,
I agree.
they don't want to get put on blast. Like
I know.
social media gets vicious.
It does. So, it stinks, but you're still on a luxurious ship by anybody's definition of luxury, right? Having a
Yeah.
good time. Am I sad we missed St. Kitts and Nevis? Yeah, I'm sad about that. I mean, I really wanted to go to St. Kitts, but it happens. I mean, I'm on Explora one, instead of St. Kitts. Darn,
Darn, golly gee.
darn, darn.
But no, thank you for that answer. So I'm going to head us over to our tip of the day. And something just sprung into my mind that I wanted to add in there before we talk about this as a tip because it was so good. And this one actually benefits this week our Canadian or near Ontario, Quebec ish area, parts of New York, Vermont. Thrifty Traveler has text alerts that you can sign up for when they find mistake fares or sales. And right now, if you have points that transfer to Flying Blue, which is KLM Air France, you can book flights out of Ottawa and there was one Montreal, Ottawa and Montreal, lie flat business class between January through May on different dates for 5,000 miles each way
That's good.
for business class. And I got a text alert for it. So make sure you guys check out Thrifty Traveler.
That's good.
Sign up for the text alerts. I think they have a little paid extra program. I might use I think it's $10
Okay.
like for a year.
Okay.
But check that out because if you're itching to go, that's an incredible price for business
That
class.
really is.
I was thinking about doing it in February. I'm like, no, Haley, you got to do like a work trip that week that I would have available. But I hope you can all benefit from it because that's even worth driving.
It is.
If you're within a 5-6 hour drive, I would drive for that.
Right.
That is crazy. So, anyway, so what is wave season and how can everybody here benefit? You and I know what it is.
I know what it is. So this is the time of year you start hearing the phrase wave season or wave offers or wave deals. It's like, what the heck is wave season? So in America, January and February, sometimes spilling into March, is often the busiest time of the year for people booking travel. Okay. Hardcore cruising people know you got to book years out, right? People are booking 25, I have 26 bookings out there, right? But the, regular consumer gets to the holidays, it's January, and they're like, oh my gosh, where are we going this summer? Like, where's our family vacation? What's our spring break trip? What's our fall break trip? Or my God, the holidays were stressful.
What are we doing for the holidays this next coming
Next
year?
year, right? So all the cruise lines and the resorts as well, tour operators, are really pushing wave deals. So it's just that time of year where the cruise lines are getting very aggressive in trying to get you booked. Okay, so just like Black Friday deals start early, wave deals are starting early. Like Silver Sea just launched theirs yesterday. It was like $4,000 off, basically just like 4,000 off. Explora Journeys just launched theirs. It's 40% off most voyages, reduced deposit, air credits.
Yeah, I think I saw Virgin doing one of like 70% off the second person.
Right. So now here you got to be careful, right? You can't fall for the name of the offer. Okay. Oh my God. Virgin's doing
Yeah.
70% off the second guest. I didn't get that. Can you please reprice my booking with 70% off the second guest? You have to look at what is the out the door number. I tell people ignore the name of the promotion. Like ignore the name.
I tell my mother this all the time.
Ignore the name. But look, this is a good time. But look at the out the door.
There are deals to be
There are
had,
deals to be had.
but there are times it is not as good as what you think it is because you see 70% off and you're like,
Oh my God.
oh,
Right. Right. So you got to be careful, but it is a good time. A client was messaging me not too long ago, like, "Hey, should I wait to book a cruise for wave offers?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, when's the best time to book a cruise?" And I said, "The best time to book your cruise,"
yesterday.
I said, "was a year ago." And I said, "The second best time to book your trip is today." So, but look, you can always reprice, right? If a better wave offer comes in February, you can always reprice, especially if it's before final payment. So you're going to start seeing tons of commercials. This is the time of year you're going to start seeing, live free from Norwegian and come see Royal Caribbean, Coco K, celebrities going to be doing more TV ads than ever, sandals, Viking, right? I mean, so it's just, we're entering that time of year when people start getting very aggressive with the deals. So
I swear everybody except for Disney.
yeah, right. So, well, that is a wrap.
I'll look at it. It's like, here's our new ship. No deals,
No
but
deals.
new ship.
No deal. Well, Haley, I know you're busy. I know you have coffee to drink. I've got a champagne to finish here this morning. So, guys, if we don't see you before next year, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
And just have a nice day.
And just have a nice day. All right, guys. Well, Haley, enjoy Michigan, and I've got to get back exploring Explora 1.
I see what you did there.
I did.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.